Week 6 in the NFL is over, and we have things like Christmas coming up, and we'll be talking about the best moments in Christmas history. Brock Purdy gives away trucks. The Chiefs keep on winning. That and more next on Good Sports. Thanks again. I am Randy Goode, your host, and we are excited to have our Christmas celebration time. We are going to be talking sports, and I'm joined alongside with Trent Sneed again. And as always, if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. We're trying to reach 200, so hopefully we can get there. We are making headway every week. We're getting more and more people, so thank you for that. And we have a new sponsor, Sadie and Josie's Bakery. Check it out. They have the best donuts and assortments of all sorts of things, different breads. It's awesome. We recommend that you check that out. So they're located in La Center, Washington, and we think that they are the best out there. So please go there. It's the best, right, Trent?
Yeah. I also have a bad eating addiction associated with Sadie and Josie's due to their donut delivery system.
Yes, they are fantastic.
From the cabinet to my mouth, it's usually not the greatest situation for my belt line. Fantastic.
As Christmas is here.
What's your favorite Sadie and Josie's thing?
I actually love their sourdough bread.
Really?
I love their sourdough bread. And their rolls.
My favorite is they make a, gosh darn it is a pecan pie styled bar. Kind of like a lemon bar, but like a pecan pie style.
Yeah.
So good.
Hook us up, Sadie and Josie.
Their lemon bars are also
I haven't had
amazing.
that. I have had their maple donuts, and they are very good. So
yes.
Everything I've had there is fantastic. So, but please, again, if you do like what you see, please make comments too. We love the comments. It makes a big difference. But we are talking Christmas right now, and we're gonna be going over different things. But I want to start off with the best Christmas moments. Here's a list. 2021, DeAndre Hopkins makes a one-handed ridiculous catch against the Steelers. 1984, Bernard King of the Knicks scores 60 points against the Nets. 2004, Kobe and Shaq hated each other. They came back on Christmas Day, played each other. It came down to the last play. Kobe just misses a three-pointer. He had 42 points, and they truly hated each other. And that's where the NBA started becoming the showcase on Christmas Day. 2020, Alvin Kamara, he has 6 touchdowns. 2011, Aaron Rodgers had 5 touchdowns. 2016, the Steelers, with 9 seconds to go, throw to Antonio Brown, who reaches over and barely gets a touchdown. Fantastic play. 1995, Williams of the Cowboys has a 203 receiving yards against the Cardinals. In 2016, the Cavs came from 14 down against the Warriors, led by Kyrie Irving, gets a go-ahead jumper at the end. 2022, Aaron Gordon makes a ridiculous, you got to see this dunk. That was fantastic. And you have the Chiefs lineman, Mr. Poe, he's a nose tackle, throws a touchdown pass against, I can't think it was the Broncos. Fabulous. He does a little jump throw. He's the nose tackle, 342 pounds. The announcer actually says, I think I take the over on his actual weight. It was a fantastic. Those are the top plays. I want to, if you guys have plays that you think should go in there that I didn't mention, or your favorite play, please make a comment about it. That would be awesome. Trent, do you have Christmas memories that you can think of, or anything that stood out there?
Yeah. Give me the Dontario Poe play.
Oh, that
was so
awesome.
fun. What'd they call him? They had a name for him for a little bit.
I don't know. Big boy Poe. I don't know.
Did they call him the fridge or something like that?
Fridge, he was kind of the fridge because that was the original Chicago Bears was the refrigerator Perry. He's the one that would go back and run the ball in.
Maybe
and
they
get some
called him the
touchdown.
freezer or something like that. They had a name for him for a little bit. Yeah, he was kind of a staple there for the Chiefs for a while.
And he got in shotgun, and it was just him. They weren't handing it off. It was going straight to him.
Yep.
And then he jumps, which who knew a nose tackle could jump?
I know.
And throws it to Harris. Beautiful play.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. The other one that I was thinking about was not the Kobe and Shaq game. Which one was it? Oh, it was the Cavs game. I remember the Cavs game. That was a good one.
That was 14 points down.
Yeah.
Big game. And
that was kind of peak Kyrie right there.
Yes, Kyrie was licking his chops at the end. He was feeling his game, and fun game. Lots of good Christmas moments, all around. There's a whole bunch. I mean, there's Michael Jordan 42, Patrick Ewing. I mean, there's a million different games, but those were at least my top 10 or whatever that I thought.
There's something about watching football on Christmas, and even basketball. I feel like basketball for a long time was like they kind of ruled Christmas, right?
Absolutely.
And now I don't know that. I mean, football's definitely.
Football rules everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is a good segue, because the next segment, the NBA is now becoming almost unwatchable. Now, I know there's diehard NBA fans. I was a diehard. Basketball was my favorite sport. I've watched it all my life, okay? And I love basketball. But I'm going to tell you, my take is Adam Silver has absolutely destroyed the NBA in his leadership. I think he's the worst commissioner of all sports. Baseball's ratings are up. Football is doing great. Basketball is down 48%. And there is, I believe there's a few reasons why. And if you guys think there's some other reasons or you disagree, it's okay. Feel free to share. But I'm going to give you a few things. So 48% since 2012. Adam Silver took over right at the beginning of that decline. So
since
about
2012.
Since 2012.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. What's happened since then? Adam Silver took over officially in 2014, but he was kind of in leadership in 2013. The three-point shot has killed the game. So I looked up a stat. When I started watching basketball, obviously a long time ago, the NBA was dead in the 70s, and when Magic and Bird came in, it started to go to a whole different level and started to blow up. They did bring the three-point line into it, and at the beginning stages in the 80s, I looked up one year, and the average three-point shot in a game was 2.8 threes. That's what was shot on average. This year, the average three-point shot attempts are 38. From 2.8 to 38. It's ridiculous now. It is just a three-point shooting contest. You just have people now going from the three-point line to the three-point use. Pass, chuck. Pass, chuck. And so it is a boring game to watch. On top of that, you have load management. You can no longer go and buy tickets and say, in a month, I'm going to go watch my favorite player play. You have to buy tickets at like 5 p.m. of the day of the game to find out, yes, they're in the game or not in the game.
Yeah.
And so the whole joy, I used to travel to LA every year to watch my Lakers play. I did it, I don't even know, 10 years, 8 years in a row. And it's like now, and the last time I went, the top 7 players of the Lakers didn't play. Top 7.
Yeah.
And so I haven't gone back. And so you have that going on. So you have the three-point line, and then you have load management. Because of this, nobody plays because you're not going to get to see your people. They don't play sometimes. They never play. And if you look at the old stars, you'd see 82 games. They'd play 80 or 81. And the only time they played, they were legitimately hurt.
Yep.
And now people don't even play when they're not even hurt. It prevent them from getting hurt.
Yeah.
And so I think that's killing. And I think the politics. And it's not to take a side on politics, but when you bring something into your organization and you have Popovich, who constantly rips what half of America agrees with, it's bad for your product. That's just foolish. Even if it was the opposite viewpoint did it, they just let him say whatever they want, and they do it over him and Steve Kerr. And so if you were to start a pizza shop in a local place and you said, Democrats are idiots.
Yeah.
your business isn't going to do as well. If
No.
you said Republicans are idiots, people aren't going to go.
Yeah.
And so Popovich, who is also a Olympic coach, Kurt, who is an Olympic coach, are faces of the NBA, and they demean half of America.
Yeah.
It's whether you agree or disagree, it's just foolish. So you take politics, load management, the 3-point. They've got to do something different.
So what has the NFL done that's been more tasteful about it? Because they've done it. The NFL's kind of done it. In what way has the NFL done it that's different than the NBA that's allowed them to be more successful?
So NFL struggled with this at the beginning too, and they tanked.
Yeah.
Okay. But in 2017, much quicker, they figured out this is stupid for our brand.
Yeah.
This is stupid. So what they did is first, they stopped making a spotlight on people kneeling.
Yeah.
Because that became the big thing that they would show on every game all the time. They no longer showed it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. They put more patriotism back into the NFL to try to help bring people together. Okay. The other thing is they talked.
Yeah, because they did the military stuff.
They did all the military stuff, and they let people their voice. What they said is, we are on the back of our helmets. If you have a message like choose love, choose this, put it there. Put it. We'll let you have a message.
Yep.
Okay, but we want our message to be unifying, and they encouraged everybody for the brand to bring people together.
Yeah.
And so people like LeBron, people like this, they have a right. Everybody has a right to say whatever they want. They have a right to, but there can be a cost to that right.
Mm-hmm.
Is it smart to do that? And I would just say, while you have the San Antonio Spurs right behind you, I think it's foolish to be doing the things that they're doing. And so they made it a one-thing pony. And I think I think Adam Silver is afraid of the NBA. I think the players run the thing. And I think they killed the brand. We were once united on a few things, and one thing that's great about sports is you can have a terrible day.
Mm-hmm.
Your family situation can be terrible. Your work situation can be terrible. Whatever's going on, but you come to a game, and if you're at a home game, you have 20,000 people that agree with you about one thing. We want our team to beat their team.
Yeah.
And now you bring that's 20,000 people in there, and it's like, well, let's spend some time talking about something that's going to tick off 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, why? You have the agreement, Portland Trailblazers. Let's just cheer them on.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's killed the NBA. It's sad for me. It's a sport that I love. I've watched forever, and it is now. They don't try hard. They don't play very often. They're doing better with the politics. I think there's less of it, but
Okay, if you just wanted to put together a 3-step process to fix the situation, what are you doing?
Okay, the first thing I would do is I personally would move the 3-point line out.
Okay.
I would also make
I saw someone. Okay, just to talk about the 3-point line, because that's been a big topic of discussion. So I did see someone in the comments, actually in our comments, on the video.
Thank you.
They said something along the lines of make it like a 3 in the key, but for the 3-point line. And I don't know how you would make that work.
I don't either.
But
okay,
how I guess I'd envision is you'd have a 3-point line and then maybe another line that's out further.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't know how you would make that work. But anyways, it's kind of an interesting idea. And I never thought of it, heard of it, or anything. I thought it was kind of cool.
So
I don't know that there's any legitimacy to it, but kind of a cool idea by one of our listeners.
I love the different creativity because they got to do something. Okay, the playing game isn't enough. The All-Star game's a joke. I think you got to start calling travels. You can't have somebody taking 4 or 5 steps all the time.
Yeah,
you gotta have the rules. I think you got to make the game more friendly for centers. That way you have an inside-out game and there's more physicality.
Yeah.
When you now have even your 7'3" guys, all of them are outside shooting 3. Nobody's inside anymore.
Yep.
So they don't even want to do layups. So whether you can do more than 3 in the key, defensive 3 in the key, offensive 3 in the key, whether you adjust something there to allow for more people to be in there, because you need an inside-out game. It gets more ball movement. Right now, it's just pass, side, 3, side, 3. 38 threes is ridiculous.
It's a lot.
And it's not. And so you have players that can get away with not being in shape. Luka is a phenomenal player. That guy's not in shape.
Yeah.
I mean, NBA salary, you should be cut, and he's not. And he can get away with it because he can just come over and he can shoot 6 feet behind the 3-point line. Moving the 3-point line back a foot or two, yes, they can still go further back, but what that does is it stretches the floor. It makes the mid-range game easier. So I would do those things.
It spreads people out.
Yeah, and I would encourage getting to the basket. I would encourage that.
What is there a possibility? And this is gonna go down a rabbit hole real quick. Is there a possibility that they could just resize the court?
I mean,
the problem about moving the 3-point line where it's at right now is even a foot gets so close to the benches on the sides.
Well, no, the sides. So it used to be longer.
Yeah.
So they've changed the 3-point line a few times. The side would have to stay the same.
Well, what if instead of not changing the sides, you would just resize the court,
make it a little wider,
a little bit wider?
They could. I don't know how that would work with flooring and seating and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of those are just chairs. The first couple
of those
rows
are moved in and out anyways.
Yeah. So
any stadium that you go to gets removed around 25,000 times.
It's possible because they've made the math. I mean, Major League Baseball did something smart. They saw their product was hurting because they did the shift.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing the shift, and now great hitters were being taken out. And so they said, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And baseball's up. You have to be willing to adjust, adapt. And Adam Silver needs to be a leader and tell people, I think, he needs to say some things.
Well, they got to do something. That's the issue is they haven't done anything.
No.
And they got to do something.
He's afraid. And so he's afraid to say something. So what they say after the game and before the games it should be addressed. I think it's foolish not to. I think your company, your shield, the NFL shield, is the brand. And they realize that. It took them a couple of years, but they realized it. We're losing billions of dollars.
Yeah.
We can't do this anymore. And then they have to somehow there has to be incentives on playing.
Yeah.
And now if somebody is severely hurt, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But
that's what I don't understand. In the NFL, all those contracts have playing incentives.
Yes.
All those contracts do.
They've got to figure out a way. There's smart enough people to be able to figure out a way to make contracts such that players play. And the players have to know for the own best interest of the future of the game.
Yeah.
They're benefiting off of the older players that played all the time.
Yeah.
And then they're taking advantage of it by not playing. It's selfish. And I get it. They're making $250 million, $500 million. And they're like, and owners and players are like, well, I don't want to play in a meaningless road game. That's part of the gig.
Yeah.
You play and you go all in, and that's for the betterment. And anyway, I think they're killing the NBA. So that's that. Hopefully the NBA can get it together. Right now, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
And it just sucks. And they don't hate each other anymore. There used to be passion. They used to go out in a rivalries. Now there's nothing there.
Yeah, but in football, they don't really hate each other anymore either.
I think it's different. And the thing about football is you're forced to play hard, or you'll get hurt.
Oh yeah.
And so, in the NBA, they've got to figure something out to make it more competitive. I don't know. I mean, they're just, it's sad to watch. It's sad to watch. So let's move on to college football.
Oh yeah.
The playoffs have started.
We love college football.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
They didn't make it.
Not good. Not good for my boys in
Ohio
Orange.
State. We had Notre Dame.
Did not see that coming.
They pulled out a win.
Did not see that coming. I really picked Indiana to beat them.
Yeah, and Penn State.
I just don't get it. Notre Dame plays in the weakest conference. Did not see that coming.
Is Indiana considered a powerhouse football program, though?
No.
So
now, if Notre Dame played Tennessee, Ohio State, Clemson, Texas, even Penn State, I probably would have picked all those teams over Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But I really thought Indiana could at least pull through.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Well,
but anyways, Notre Dame beat Indiana. SMU lost to Penn State. We all saw that one coming. I heard some crazy people out there talking about how Penn State's going to win it all. Don't see that happening, but good for them.
Yep. Are they from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, most likely. Ohio State versus Tennessee. Those boys in orange got beat down hard. Listen, we went into halftime. Michael's like, it's not looking good, Trent. And I'm like, well. we're only down a couple. We come out, bang 2 threes. It's barbecue chicken from there. We could win this thing, and that didn't happen.
No.
We lost by a lot.
Yeah.
But they're going to go to the buzzsaw. They also knows the Oregon Ducks, and I don't see Oregon losing that game. It's going to be a tough game, but I don't see Oregon losing that. And then Texas versus Clemson. Man, Texas is going to get a nice little walkthrough versus Arizona State.
Yeah.
Easy money for them. Yeah, no, definitely. So, anyways, you want to make picks for next games?
I think we can wait till next week because these games don't happen until after the podcast.
That's
so
true.
I think I'd like to see where everybody's at health wise and all that.
This is
good
December.
Stuff.
We'll
so
get
that will
December
be our tease.
31st.
That'll be our
January.
tease for next group. But
Okay.
But we're down. We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there. So all right. Moving on now. I want to talk about something that has drove me nuts for quite a while.
Tell me about it.
I really just want to try to understand. Okay. There is remarkable things that happen in life, and extraordinary athletes can do extraordinary things. And then there is luck, or there is just circumstance. The Chiefs now have won 15 games in a row by one possession.
Did you hear what Jason Kelce told Travis on the podcast the other day?
No, what'd he say?
He said, Jason quite literally said, "Yeah, I think God's on your side." I'm like, we've been saying that all year.
They're listening to the podcast.
We've been saying that all year.
Thank you, Jason. So I'm going to go over a few things that has happened on their half. Now, if you were to say they've won all these possessions because right at the end, they're getting a major stop and Mahomes is bringing them back to a major play, then I would be like, okay, that is not what's happened. There has been game after game after game where the Chiefs could either win it or put the game away, and they've gone 3 and out countless times.
Yeah.
They're not winning because of some magic. There's something going on. Here's how they won. They won a game where they made a field goal by hitting the goalpost and it bounced the right way for them.
Yep.
They won another game where the Raiders were about to score to win the game.
They were in field goal range.
And the quarterback's not looking, and the snap happens and it's a fumble and they recover it.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure a field goal won the game too.
So that's another win. That's 2. That's 2 losses, 2 wins. The Bears have an easy field goal that gets blocked. How many times does a field goal get blocked at an end of game? Very, very rare. Okay. The first game of the season likely comes down in the end zone and is like a toenail out of bounds.
If he is wearing white shoes, they call that a touchdown.
Yes. I mean, so that's not Mahomes magic. I'm sorry. That is extreme fortune. That's 4 wins. Okay. Then they win the coin toss because, Mahomes, they had like 2 heads or something on the coin toss against Tampa Bay. And then there's a clear, I think it was a right guard, moves early. They don't call it. And then they score. They get the score on the next possession. Otherwise, they don't kick that field goal. That's another game. Then they lose against the Atlanta Falcons in the end zone. Clear pass interference call. It's very obvious in the end zone at the end of the game. They don't get a call there, so they win the game. That's another win. They win by a pass interference that is called on a 4th and 15. I believe it's 4th and 15 against Cincinnati. That's another win. I don't understand how they're doing this. Last week, the game should be tied. Dell, who is killing, the Chiefs cannot stop Dell, obliterates his leg.
Yeah. By the way, graphic for all the viewers.
It's horrible. You don't want to watch it. But it's really sad. Of all the players they don't want to lose is Dell in that game. And then they go kick the extra point and miss it. They win by another 1-possession game to make it 15 in a row. I'm not trying to poop on their parade. I'm just bringing reality to it. Like, this is not because it's remarkable. It's remarkable how you can play a heads and tails game and win 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
That is just remarkable, and that's what they're doing. Except in their case, it's 15 out of 15 times.
Yeah.
So
what's crazy?
That's
is it possible that they're just so good? They're like the guy at the tennis court who wants to keep on playing, so he barely lets the other team win a couple of matches just so they keep on playing them, but then overall wins the victory score.
I don't know. How do you get the ref not to call a pass interference call because of that? How do you get a pass interference call? How do you hit the goalpost? I mean, you can't be that good where you're kicking field goals like, all right, I'm going to go off the left goalpost in, and we're going to block them this time.
Know.
And they're doing everything. Okay, here's how we're going to win. The Raiders are going to decide in the most important moment of the game. The quarterback is going to take a nap and not notice that the ball's being hiked to him. I mean, these are like not kind of odd plays. Against Atlanta, he went 3 and out 3 times in a row, Mahomes.
Yeah.
To put and the Falcons just kept going right down and scoring or trying to score on that last one. So anyway, I don't get it. God's on their side. Or fortune.
They just keep on winning.
I don't know how they're doing it, but holy cow.
It reminds me of that one video. It's like, my boss, I won Employee of the Month last week, and I'm going to do it again this week. I just keep on performing. Well, they keep doing it. Yeah. I mean, they keep doing it. We'll see in the playoffs. I don't know. But I wanted to bring up something. Brock Purdy this week. He's a good man, and he only makes about $900,000. Now I say he only makes because the average person, that's a ridiculous amount of money. But in NFL terms, yeah, but he also works in California,
in near San Francisco, which is like one of the most expensive places.
He's maybe taking home $400,000.
Yeah, he's renting right now probably a 1-bedroom house.
Yeah,
but he got his entire offensive line trucks.
He had to have get some sponsorship.
I'm
deal.
sure he got some deal from Toyota. I think it was Toyota that did it. But I mean, his offensive line that he paid for is making this year, I think it was like almost $40 million.
Yeah.
You know, and so obviously they didn't have Trent Williams stats in that when that was given. But he gave like 8 or 9 of them away. They don't block for him.
Yeah.
But they're going to be able to drive to and from the arena very well. So good for them. So hopefully by next year they'll be able to protect him a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool.
That's a lot of money. I guarantee. What's wild is it's not very often that you see someone do something like this and you're like, do they really have that type of money?
Yeah.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't. I thought it was, and they're like, I mean, that's actually really smart for a quarterback. The only thing that is not smart is what's he going to do next year and the year after? If I would say I would have said, listen, I'm not doing this every year.
Yeah.
But this year, I love you guys.
Yeah.
Here you go. Next year, getting you a watch.
Yeah.
You know, but that was pretty cool. Pretty cool moment from a pretty classy quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, each one of those vehicles probably cost $60,000. Add that up.
I bet. Yeah, and
add that up. Real quick.
Hopefully they gave him I'm sure they did because he is a sponsor for Toyota. So and they got good pub on it. But
must be nice.
Good for him. Nice. Good for him. Good for the offensive line. And
hey, for Christmas this year, since I help you out on this podcast,
we will get you. Let's see. Here you go, Trent.
That's my truck?
I got you a truck. There you go. So
good deal.
Okay, maybe we'll get you a gift card to Sadie and Jesse's Bakery.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so let's talk NFL.
Okay.
So here we are, NFL week. What were your thoughts overall of the week? I know it's hard. Your Eagles lost.
Yeah.
And some losses are harder than other losses. And when you lose some key people.
Yeah.
That makes it really hard.
I don't know. Like starting out the week on Thursday with the Broncos-Chargers game, super odd. The Broncos are up a bunch.
Yeah.
Chargers come back and beat them.
Yep.
I don't know what happened at halftime. That Chargers offense isn't explosive.
No.
Which means they slowly and methodically came back on a football team.
Yes.
And on a defense, it's really good.
Yeah.
So that was really surprising, really interesting. Didn't expect that. You have 2 stellar head coaches in Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh. So that was cool. You know, both those teams are probably going to make the playoffs. Actually, I could see them both make the playoffs. Yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But it'll be close. So that was an odd game. Pretty fun, though. And then Texans-Chiefs. I mean, wow. I love Tank Dell. If he's my guy, you know, he's like a my guy player. You know, you just watch him. His relationship with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's crying.
That was cool.
He's crying on the sideline, thinking about his brother being hurt. I like Tank Dell a lot. Think he's a good dude, and to see him go down that manner, and then the Chiefs just kind of bullied their way through the rest of that. Steelers Ravens was the Friday night game. I mean, honestly, Steelers, I don't know what they're going to do. Without having George Pickens in their lineup, their offense looks sad. He was basically their whole offense when it came to explosive plays, and now they have none of it. So I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to retool that offense a little bit. They can't be so George Pickens reliant. Yeah. And we saw them winning a lot of games by just field goals for a while, and that's not working now. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But, yeah, I mean, just some difficult games to watch this week. The Eagles game, it was weird. It was weird, to be honest with you. I mean, Jalen Hurts goes out early in the game with concussion. We had a couple players go out with injury. C.J. Gardner-Johnson gets ejected from the game. I don't know. This is the second game in a row that we lost the game by an easy pass catch that was dropped.
It's a weird game because they had 5 turnovers and won the game. That never happens.
Never happens. So I don't know. It was weird. I'm not going to dwell on it too much, to be honest with you. At this point, it sounds like it's going to be pretty hard for the Lions not to get the first round bye. The Vikings are playing good football still. They're a team to be dangerous, that's for sure. The good news, I'm pretty sure the Vikings and the Lions will end up on the same side of the bracket.
I think you guys right now, the Eagles, are obviously you wish you had that first round bye.
Yeah.
And you still have a small chance at it, but unlikely. But it does stink to play that extra game. You're the best team in the NFC.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is what sucks, though.
With Detroit's injuries.
This is what sucks, though, okay? We're going to have to go on the road to Detroit, most likely.
Yes.
Or the Vikings. Because the Vikings, I think, will still... No, because the Vikings will lose their division, technically, so we'll be a higher seed than them. Okay, so we'll have to go on the road to Detroit, or we'll have a home bye. So if the Vikings lose, then we could maybe get home.
What you have going for you, though, is Sam Darnold's not experienced in those moments.
Yep.
And you have an absolute depleted defensive team with Detroit. They cannot stop Saquon.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what's unfortunate about today, though. Even though Saquon got his 150 yards that he needed today, he's definitely less likely to play against the Giants now because we don't have anything we're fighting for.
That could it's not good for maybe his record. That could be like your bye.
It could be, for sure. I could definitely see that being the bye. If we don't have anything to play for that day, I could see them not starting the whole defense or offense. We'll have to see. This next week of games, I'm sure they're going to play it out normally. But I think if the Lions win next week, it'll be theoretically speaking, the Lions will, no matter what, be able to win the first overall bye. So if the Lions win next week, then we'll know, and we'll go into that Giants game knowing. And if the Lions are stuck where they're at, then I think we probably just sit our guys, which kind of sucks because I really want to see Saquon break the record. And he's on pace. He only needs 130 a game. Yeah. And he just put up 150 today in a bad game. Yeah. So
he's awesome. You know, I think you guys are sitting in a great place. You just need to be healthy.
Okay, so I have a question. He needs 130 a game right now.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out against the Cowboys. We have to play that game.
Yeah.
Okay. And most likely they're gonna be not as eager to run Jalen Hurts after him getting a concussion. Yes. So they're probably gonna give the Cowboys a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley. We saw the Commanders put a heavy box in there today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it looks like, but let's say that Saquon goes out there and gets another 150 yards. So he only needs 110 then to get the record against the Giants. But there's nothing to play for. What do you do as a coach? Because you know what Saquon Barkley's going to tell you?
He's going to say,
I don't care.
Yeah, he's going to say that.
But for everyone else on the team, I bet you they care. Think of all the linemen who have worked their tail off all year long to get their guy to put it. I mean, I don't know. When I played football, nothing made me more proud than seeing my guys benefit from our success on the line, right? When you had a great block and you just block your butt off and you make a huge hole that your guy runs through and he scores a touchdown, that made you proud. Yeah. And at the end of the year, all of your running backs, your wide receivers get all these records and they get all these all-team pros, and nothing makes you happier as a person because you're like, oh my gosh, yes. This means something for that offensive line, for him to break that record.
So last year, McCaffrey had a killer year for a running back. Very similar stuff that Saquon's doing. He didn't have as many rushing yards, but he was within the realm of that. Didn't play his last game. But they ran McCaffrey into the ground. He went into the playoffs with tendonitis in his. I didn't know this till afterwards. And he wasn't the same. In the Super Bowl, they didn't go to him, and people said, why? Part of it was he was ran into the ground.
Yeah.
So you want to win a Super Bowl. That's what everything's about. Now, if it's within reach, maybe you say you got the first half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And you know that going into the Dallas game. And you say, let's get you 170. Let's let's pound you, because that's 2 weeks before. We're going to give a heavy, heavy dose of you then.
Yeah.
And if you're within 80, 90 yards, then we know in the first half of that game, we're going to do this, but we're going to pull you. Or after maybe if you're close, 1 or 2 possessions in the third quarter.
Yeah.
But that's probably what I'd do.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I want it for him. The reason I want it is he's just too good of a guy not to get it.
And against the Giants, it would be so phenomenal.
The storyline that it would make would be immaculate.
Now, in the other game that you had mentioned about Texans, the Tank Dell injury.
Yeah.
One thing that was really sad, and I don't have the player's name, but there was a receiver that ran into him on his own team. Was just picked up that week off the practice squad.
Yep.
He's not even really, with everybody on a regular basis.
Yep.
They just grab him. You just see him over there, and he just feels terrible. He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
He was diving, attempting to try to get, a play, but I just felt bad. Some players get injured so much, and when somebody steps on somebody or hits somebody low, they feel terrible. And that poor guy, that's like maybe he's one moment in the NFL.
Yep.
Hopefully he gets more. And it's just such a cruddy thing. To think of what people fight through to make it to the NFL, the dedication.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch just college athletes, the dedication that athletes have to make college.
Yeah.
To make pros, it's ridiculous. And that's your one moment, and that's what you have.
Yeah.
That's tough.
The Texans went into this season with probably one of the best wide receiver cores in the NFL by far.
Yeah, without Diggs now.
They had Diggs,
Dell,
they had Diggs, Dell, and Collins. That's a nasty group.
It is.
They probably had the best 3-man.
Yeah.
By far the best 3-man.
Yep.
I don't know anyone. I know maybe people who had better two wide receivers, but not 3.
I know.
Not to that level.
And now they're down to 1.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's frustrating.
Well, okay, so here's where we stand with our NFL predictions.
All right.
Okay, we're going to go. So this week, both Drew and I were 4-1.
Yep.
Trent, you were 3-2.
Oh, that sucks.
So, yep, it could be better. I wish it was a little worse for you. Where we stand right now is, Trent, you are still leading.
Okay.
47-24.
Dang, I'm pretty good at this.
I am 46-25. And you got to understand, we're picking just the hard games.
Yeah.
I'm not taking easy games. So our records are really good. And Drew is 43-28. So Drew's slowly coming back. He's got victory in sights. He's got a small little chance of hope.
Come back.
There's a chance.
Drew is saying
You're saying there's a chance.
Okay. So here we go. Games we're going to predict.
Okay.
Chiefs versus Steelers. Woo! That game looks like I can almost tell you right now what's going to happen. Every week I'm sarcastic about what's going to happen.
Randy, give me the Chiefs by a field goal.
It's got to be something like that. The problem is, what's TJ Watt's health?
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Neither team.
I can tell you they'll probably have George Pickens back at least.
Are they going to?
I don't know.
Man, I just don't understand how the Chiefs do what they do. Drew, who do you have in that game?
I have the Chiefs, but I do think that in this game they're going to have a harder time. And I don't like saying injuries might happen, but I think this is going to hurt them in the playoffs.
This is my thing: is the Steelers' defense is a run-first defense, and the Kansas City Chiefs are a pass-first offense. So I don't know that this is really a great matchup for the Steelers here.
Yeah, I want so bad to root a certain way.
You think TJ Watt's going to come back this week?
I don't know.
I don't think he is. I think George Pickens will play, but I don't think T.J. Watt will.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with the Chiefs, too. I'm really close. If T.J. Watts plays, I think the Steelers could do this.
Okay.
But,
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. If you told me for sure today T.J. Watt's playing
and Pickens
and George Pickens is playing,
yeah,
then I give the Steelers a good chance to win. Is it at their house too?
Yeah, it's in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
then yeah, and I'll give them a really good chance.
And they've lost a few, so they want to get back on the
yeah.
on the winning side. Okay, Eagles. Let's see. Excuse me. I'm jumping ahead here.
You're good. We can do the Eagles Cowboys.
Okay,
Yeah.
Eagles Cowboys.
This is a really hard one for me. I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm gonna go Eagles.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna go Eagles. Drew, I don't want to speak for you. Do you want Cowboys? You do have to come back.
Hey,
so-
the Cowboys have been doing a really good job at still winning,
Yeah.
which is so dumb. They keep winning.
I am so happy.
Their draft pick keeps getting worse.
Oh, the 49ers went
Wait,
down
what's the
picks
Cowboys
today.
record?
They're 7-8, I believe now.
And so the 49ers are gonna have a higher draft pick than them.
Yeah.
So they're basically out
We're
of the Ashton
6-9.
Genty lottery at this point.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Ashton Genty's not going that far.
No, listen, I am so right now. It would be heaven to me. I want the 49ers to take an offensive lineman, but they never will, even though they desperately need to. They all got trucks. You don't need to keep getting contracts.
Yeah.
Okay. But to me, the funnest thing in the world would be the 49ers draft Genty.
Yeah, but why would they? They have no reason to.
Just to see the Cowboys' reaction.
Yeah.
But they won't. The Cowboys
But
definitely.
I can tell you
need
right
him.
now,
I don't
Genty
think-
is not making it to where the Cowboys are at right now. He's
know.
going top 10.
I don't.
He is not going past 10.
He should go top 10, but it's
Listen,
all.
I'll tell you right now, I am no draft expert. I will give you $500 cash money.
I'll take it.
$500 cash money
Okay.
if Genty makes out the top 10.
I'll take that because I lose nothing. If
Okay,
it
well, I
doesn't
want
happen.
$500 back.
No.
That's what
No.
I'm saying. You're not
So,
taking that bet, are you?
The problem, no matter what, is the teams that draft in front of you. What do they need? And if
Yeah,
they-
but even Bijan went higher than that.
yeah, I'm just saying it. I think he definitely is a talented top 10 talent. There's no doubt. So I totally agree with you. But if teams need quarterbacks, you could get 3 of them taken by then, and there's about 3 receivers.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's not making out of the top 10.
Yeah, probably not.
I'd give.
That's a big loss for them. If they don't get him, that's a big
Listen,
loss.
I bet my mom's car on it.
All right.
That's how confident I am.
That's great.
My mom's like, it's brand new.
Not Big Red, but your mom's car.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me go back and let's do Ravens, Texans.
Ew.
What do we got there?
Give me the Ravens.
Darn it.
Why would I take the Texans? They just lost their number 3 receiver, but he's really a number 1 on most teams.
Yeah, Lord. I'm never going to catch you if you keep doing this. Okay, I'm going to go Ravens as well. I can't pick against the Ravens. That is one of the 2 best teams in the AFC.
Drew, where you at? Drew, you're going to have to start making some crazy bets here. You want to
Yeah.
take the
I know.
Texans here?
Yeah, you need to do something.
I am also going Ravens on this one. I'm not stupid.
All right, you're going
I mean,
Ravens.
mathematically speaking, there's a chance.
Okay, these next games are open to potential.
Can we do Rams Cardinals first?
Rams Cardinals?
I want to
That's
get the
fine.
easy one out of the way.
All right,
It's the Rams. It's the Rams.
it will be the Rams.
It's
It
the
will
Rams.
be the Rams.
Dang it. Okay,
Why would I take the Cardinals? They're eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They just got eliminated. Here's why a team could take the Rams. Now, I'm also concerned Connor left the game.
Yeah.
That's a huge loss. I don't know how bad he's hurt or whatnot, but he did get knocked out of the game, and he was having a killer game.
Let me tell you, though, that Cardinals team, I wouldn't sleep on them.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, they're
division games. They love knocking teams out of the playoffs too, so they would have a chance. So, Drew, what do you got? Rams, Cardinals. This could be
I'm
your
also
game.
going Rams. I mean,
Okay,
Drew,
That-
take the
it's
Cardinals. Take the Cardinals, Drew.
I'm not going with Cardinals. I don't think they're as good of a team,
Okay.
and they're eliminated, so it doesn't make sense for them to win.
good night.
If
Yeah,
it-
but
now
they
listen,
can play spoiler.
listen,
They
if it
can play
was-
spoiler.
If it was the Cowboys, maybe I would consider going with that because it would be stupid for them to win.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
te- they
Count on
tend-
the Cowboys
They
to win
tend
there.
to win when it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna have to add another game.
No, you can't add another
all
game.
pick the same
Who
picks.
are you picking? You're picking the Rams.
By the way,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that every episode I need to say I hate the Steelers.
Okay.
I just need to say that.
All right, that's fair.
Listen, Randy, this is where you got great news, okay?
Okay.
The great news is the next one. I'm going to pick it ahead for you, okay? Now, here's the deal. Either way you pick, you could be a winner here. But I do need to ask you a question.
I'm picking first.
Is the Packers at home or away?
I don't know. We'd have to look at that.
Can you look it up?
Yep, I will look that up. Will that
Are you going to lie to me?
Probably. I probably will.
My computer died, so.
Okay.
This was the hardest decision for me.
It's in Minnesota.
I am.
Oh, that moved you over. Jefferson, big game. Big game. Trent's going Minnesota.
I'm going Vikings.
Yes. There we go. We've parted ways.
You're going Packers?
I am going. There is a lot of love with the Packers.
Sweet, I'm
Let's
gonna catch
go,
up.
Pack. Pack house.
I am going
on the
Vikings
road.
on this one.
Oh, my goodness. You're. All right. Drew is guaranteed not to catch anything on you.
Well, I won't catch
That's okay.
Trent, but I will
He
catch
might
you.
catch you,
You're not
baby!
catching me. Hey, listen, don't go for second place. It's just first place.
Listen, before it
loser.
meant something to me to have the Vikings lose.
We are going to be tied.
But it
now.
no longer
We are
means
tied.
anything for the Vikings to lose.
I am the biggest Jordan Love fan right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh.
I am. I think Jordan Love should go up the mountain.
You know, here's the deal, though. I got bad news for the Packers.
What's that?
It's cold out there in Minnesota.
It's a dome.
It's cold out there in Minnesota.
It's a dome.
Nope. I'm
Okay.
talking about the ice.
Okay, you're
I'm
talking
talking
about arriving.
I'm talking about the ice that they
Yes.
put on the necks of the king himself, Mr. Jefferson.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
He's got the gold in the ice on his
I see,
teeth,
I
his
see.
neck, his
Okay.
toes,
He's
his
good.
nails.
He's good.
They ain't covering.
He's really good when they're down by a whole bunch
Yeah.
and he gets a junk.
And I can be a Justin Jefferson fan now
Yeah.
because Randy Mead is eliminated
Oh.
from the fantasy football playoffs.
Fantasy football.
Did not see that coming.
Upset.
Okay.
I
Feel
will
bad
say
for
I
Miss
think
Randy.
this was the hardest game for me to pick, and
Yeah.
I thought through this throughout the entire
Okay.
episode so far. I've been thinking about this game.
Okay.
The reason I went with the Vikings is I think they are a superior team, but I do think that the Packers are scary, and I do think people need to be
Okay.
aware of that they're coming. But so this is the one I feel the least confident in because
Okay.
I do think these are both two talented teams. I could see the Packers taking this, but
All right.
This
That's
is
fair.
good for you, Randy. You're slowly and methodically taking your chances here. So technically
eventually
speaking,
I
you
will
can go
win
into next week
everything.
Tied.
only one down.
No, next. I am one down
Oh,
right
next
now.
week you could be two down.
No, I'll be tied.
So you'll at least be close
No,
next
no,
I
week.
will be
Let's
tied.
go.
You're gonna
love.
be within two next week.
There's a lot of love for
Yeah.
me
yeah.
on the road.
Hey,
I see good
I just
things.
want to say I
Green
don't even
Bay,
know,
baby.
I don't even know if Randy Mead watches this. Okay,
Yeah.
but I meant no disrespect by that.
No.
All I
he's
want
the
to say
man.
is Randy Mead kicked everyone's butts all year
Yes,
long.
He did.
And that is
He's-
the beauty about fantasy football playoffs.
Yeah.
Is you could be the absolute stud all season.
That's
And you have one bad week.
This is
and you're out.
This is why
Fantasy
you
football sucks.
contemplate in fantasy football and you go, why did I spend all that time all
Yeah.
year? Because
Yeah.
I lost by some freaky nature,
Yeah.
terrible situation.
I mean, I could lose this week still. Theoretically, I could still lose this week to
Yeah.
Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And how was I supposed to know that my quarterback was going to go out in the first quarter?
My son is in the championship game.
And I am not.
Almost never watched much NFL before this last year,
Yeah.
and he's in the championship.
Yep.
Waiting to
By
see who will
dumb
play
luck.
him.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jonathan Taylor's 3 touchdowns,
Yeah.
a couple defensive pick sixes.
Yeah, he played it real good.
I have had the Bengals luck for fantasy football because the first 7 weeks, I think I went like 6-1. Like I was killing everybody. I was the number 2 team,
Yeah,
and then I lost like 7 weeks in a row.
yeah.
Can we just say
It's been bad.
Can we just say how cool of a story it'd be though if I won it all.
How many would that be in a row if you won it all?
11 or 12
in a row for
Yeah.
fantasy football. How hard that is to do.
Yeah. Like, how cool of a story would that be?
That's pretty impressive.
If I win it
Come
all,
back.
and then I say I lost the first 4 games of the season
You
in
looked
fantasy football, and
terrible.
then I didn't lose all the way to the championship.
That's
I
unheard
mean, that's
of.
kind of what the Eagles are doing.
The
right now.
odds of something
That's
like that
true.
happening are so astronomically low.
Yeah.
Because to lose 4 in a row, it almost starts to look like,
You're
okay, my
terrible.
team's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not like you can give your team a pep talk.
Yeah.
You just got to have them start playing better. I mean, you have to work harder on the waiver wire. You're
Yeah.
having to, but you did it.
Dude, every week in fantasy, I have my players do well. They outperform. But then the person I'm playing, who has sucked for several weeks, decides to have one player get 45 points.
That'll
That
happen.
has happened every week.
That'll happen.
Where, oh, man, this one guy who's benched decided to get 14 touctouchdowns.
Oh,
Yeah.
today in
It's
the
horrible.
Colts game, Richardson goes down. He's like got a touchdown, and then they review it, and they say he's barely down,
Mhm.
and then they give the ball to Jonathan Taylor,
For
and
a
my
touchdown.
son and gets his 3rd touchdown
Yeah.
from him. And they actually say, "Can you imagine if you were a fantasy owner and you owned Jonathan Taylor? How happy you'd be by that replay?"
Yeah.
And my son, "Yeah, it's me.
That's me."
Anyway,
Josh Allen
Okay,
scored
actually-
the most a quarterback has ever scored
Against
since
you.
like the 50s or something like that. And guess what week that's against me?
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually a serious topic.
Okay.
And we talk about this off camera all the time. But I'm going to bring it up on camera
Uh-oh.
because I want the fans out there to
All
know.
right.
Okay. Mike Evans.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
It looks like they're going to throw him enough balls to get him
Let's see what
1,000
he got.
yards. What's he at?
I don't know.
I don't even know how many he got today.
Yeah, that's what I want to look up.
He was injured for half the season,
Yeah.
and it looks like he's still going to get 1,000 yards.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay. That would give him 11 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
Maybe 12. It's either 11 or 12. Jerry Rice's record is 14 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
14 in a row, 1,000-yard seasons. If Mike Evans gets to 15, can we not put him top 5 wide receivers of all time? Is there a way we
Okay.
can't?
That's a lot better than what I thought you were going to say. Okay. At least you're within reason. He had 69 yards,
Today.
against Cowboys.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that didn't help. He
Well-
neted probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
But let's just say he did.
Okay, let's just say he gets 1,000. Let's say he gets to 15. He's already at 11 or 10. I think he's at 10. I think this year will be 11.
I think he's in the discussion.
Top 5? He's just
Yeah.
in the discussion?
Yeah, I think
You're
he's-
telling me if he gets 15 years in a row of 1,000
Yeah,
yards.
I would say I just want to think about
For
it for
me
a second.
personally, I
So
think
you
he's
got-
undisputed.
So you've got Rice, you've got Moss, you have Owens, right?
Yeah, but none of those guys you just said, except for Jerry Rice, gave me 15 years of 1,000 yards.
And it is incredible, but that's one of the stats. The others have done
Yeah, but
remarkable things.
I don't know. Here's
I'm
the
not.
thing.
I'm just thinking off the top who would be in the top 5. I would say
I'm
those
just,
three.
for me personally,
And
I want the guy that goes 15 years for 1,000 yards over the guy that goes for 1,500 yards for 5 years.
yeah. I mean, it's a great argument.
His longevity
Yeah.
that he's produced so far in his career. Now, if he keeps this thing going, we don't know what it looks like, but if he gets to 15 years, that type of longevity, including Jerry Rice,
Yeah.
who has one of the greatest longevity careers of all time, he would be even greater.
Well, and I would say
And just longevity-wise.
even another great argument for him is the quarterbacks that he's played with. He had
All
one-
garbage.
Yes, I mean,
except for Tom Brady.
You had Tom Brady for a short.
And it was
period
Tom
of
Brady
time.
in his 40s.
It's Tom Brady as a short period of his career, though.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of quarterbacks who are not Tom Brady.
But even if someone says, "Oh, he had Tom Brady as quarterback for 2 years," I would say it was Tom Brady at 40-something years
Right.
old. It wasn't Tom Brady in his 30s or even in his 20s.
he's I would. You're absolutely right. He's
He's had garbage quarterbacks his whole life.
he's great.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, if he gets to 15 years at 1,000 yards,
Yeah,
he is undisputed top 5.
yeah.
And I have,
I think-
and
I
I will
think
have
you
to
can say it.
seriously think about where he fits on the top 3 scale.
Okay. Would you think you would consider him over a Terrell Owens possibly?
If he gets to 15,
Yeah.
I'm not only considering it, I'm saying where is he at between 1 and 3.
Okay.
If he gets to 15, Now, that's 4 years down the road. We have no idea if he's going to make it there. But if he gets to 15, I'm going to have to sit back and say, I don't know. I know he's at least top 5.
Yeah.
But where is he at on top 5? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
I mean, because you've got like Megatron, for example, didn't have the career. He was greater for periods of time, but yeah.
I mean, give me who? Okay, look up top
my thing is
most overall receiving yards for wide receiver.
That's what I was trying to look up.
Oh, okay.
All-time receptions list. Oh, whoops, that's not what I want. I'm trying to think of who else you'd have. The player from Arizona. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
NFL receiving yards career leaders. I don't know why it's not popping up. For some reason, Jerry Rice is way above everybody. Larry Fitzgerald is 2. So Jerry Rice is 20.
What is Larry at?
Jerry Rice 23,000. Larry Fitzgerald 17,500. Terrell Owens is basically 16,000. Randy Moss is 15,002. Isaac Bruce is 15,002. Tony Gonzalez is 15,000.
Okay, let me tell you for me.
Tim Brown.
So Larry's at second, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Larry's at second at 17,000, right?
17,500.
Okay, if Mike Evans...
He's at 12,400.
If Mike Evans gets to 15 years in a row, I think personally for me, I would take the 15 years in a row at 1,500 yards or 15,000 yards over the 1,700 yards that Larry put up.
So how many years has he been in the league?
I think that many. So how many yards does he have now?
12,400.
So I think he's been in the league for 13 years.
About 13 years.
Yeah. It's either 13 or 1,200 or 12 years. 13 or 12
so
years.
he can easily be in that 15,000 range if he goes 3 more years.
Yeah. What I'm saying though is even if he ends his career at 15,000 yards exactly, but he did it in a manner of which he produced exactly 1,000 yards for 15 seasons in a row, I still think that's better than taking 17,000 yards because he did it in such a methodical, consistent manner every year. He was the guy that no matter what you do, he was going to be there for 1,000 yards, which is huge. 1,000 yards, the difference between winning and losing many football games.
So Mike Evans is 22nd in overall touchdowns. That's including running backs, which most of them are running backs.
Yeah.
So you only have 1. I'm going to count how many receivers. 1, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens 3, Chris Carter 4, Marvin Harrison 5. And obviously all these careers are over 6. 6 receivers above him, 7 receivers above him, and 1 tight end.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's right there, and his story's not over.
Yeah.
So
not only is his story not over,
he still looks good.
I just think the manner he's doing it is just completely different than we've ever seen in our lives.
Yeah.
Other than Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is the only other guy to do it in this manner.
Jerry Rice is way above everybody, but
Jerry Rice is the only other wide receiver in NFL history to do it at the consistency level that Mike Evans is doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if he goes above and beyond Jerry Rice at 15 years in a row, he will then do one thing that even Jerry Rice, who was different than everybody else, couldn't do.
I think his career's over. I think he's top 5. I agree with you.
Anyways,
you got me convinced.
I'm convinced. This is my thing, though.
I'm going based on assumption that he's able to play things out. It's not. He's not there yet to me, but he's top 10 now.
The thing that kind of sucks though is for him to do this and get there, he most likely will have to go to at least one other different team, or he'll have to experience having one other quarterback. Because the likelihood that Baker Mayfield's going to be there for 4 more years at Tampa Bay is unlikely, and the likelihood that he'll be there for 4 more years is unlikely. So that's what's difficult about this, is he might move teams or he might get a new quarterback, and you just never know.
And you look at it, and not playing in a Super Bowl, he doesn't get the spotlight.
Yep.
You want that
maybe he'll switch.
notoriety.
Maybe for the last 2 years, he'll switch teams to a team that wins the Super Bowl. That would be
See when his contract's up. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, you got Hopkins trying to do that right now.
Yeah,
he's hopped over. So.
DeAndre's trying to get that Super Bowl.
All right. Well, we'll see. I hope everybody has a good Christmas. Have a good Christmas, Trent, Drew,
Merry Christmas.
everybody. Cameron, we miss you, but have a good Christmas. You want to say something, Drew?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right.
I miss
Thank you
Cameron.
guys for joining us. It means a lot to us when you guys support us. Please hit that subscribe button. Next goal for us is 200. And we are grateful for everything, and we will see you next time.